Alright guys, this is Jimu57's first practice lock. Got an older Corbin. He says he thinks it's made in the 1960s. You can see a ball bearing in there to prevent wear on the pins. He says the body of the lock is a 6-pinner, and in fact he was starting to make a practice lock out of it. He threaded these chambers and put these plugs in, but he said the core is only a 5-pinner and the key is only a 5-pinner. Here's the key. And he says, and this is pretty interesting, he's got some, made some changes to it, some different pins and other secret stuff I learned from the KGB, my nemesis. Sure you won't have a problem opening it? Yeah, right. Fellas, this is my 3rd try to make this video, to get this lock open, so let's see if we can't make it happen this time. This, for a first challenge lock, I gotta say, has been a pretty tough pick. Let me make that flush so it doesn't wobble around too much. And there we go. Let me zoom in so you can see very little play on this core. I will use top of the keyway, and that's the right one. And I'm going to try something different. What you're doing doesn't work, try something different, right? Alright, I'm going to use, because it's pretty wide open, at least I'll start off with the DeForest. And I'm going to put on some moderate tension, and having tried to pick this before, I can tell you there's some nasty stuff. It's definitely serrated, probably some threaded holes in there too. Alright, something's not right. There we go. Alright. Looking for the binder. Feels like pin 2. 3. I just touched 4, got a little turn on the core, very slight. Just touched 1, very slight turn of the core. It's all serrated, you got to keep pretty light tension, and I'm trying to. It's hard not to get excited when you feel the core turn a little bit. Okay, that was 3. And I'm on pin 1. I'm getting a little feedback. He might be a spool. No, I just got a click and a very slight twitch on the core there. Let me touch him again, see what I can get. The ball bearings are sometimes a little bit deceptive. It's hard to get your pick on them. Pin 4, I got a little bit of turn, a little feedback on the core. I should know better. Jimu57 is a mechanical engineer. Lives not too far from me, apparently, looking at the return address here. And he's got that kind of background. No telling what he's got inside of this lock. Probably something radioactive. Okay, I have all springy, so I probably overset something. I'm going to lighten up on my tension. I'm just going to kind of rake those pins, trying to bring that pin back down. Try that, see if that worked. Okay, pin 4 is now bound, but I'm getting nothing. Might have to make another attempt at this. There we go. Pin 3, I felt a slight turn on the core. All spring again. Alright, lighten up on the tension, see if I can rake that overset one back down. Probably number 3, I think that's the last one I tried to set. Alright, let's try a little heavier tension. Okay, that was pin 2. Oh, feedback on 1 again. There we go, we got a nice deep fault set going. Okay, that was 5. I got a very slight click on the core. And 6 is giving me a little bit of feedback here. Let me look around. Alright, I'm going to go back on 6. Little counter rotation. Come on. Okay, he's pinched up in the shear line. It must be a nasty pin. I'm going to lighten up on my tension wrench and see if we can get 6 in place. And there we go. Something weird about 6. Can't wait to see it. Alright, so, well, I did try this thing, so before it wasn't the first attempt, Jim. So I would say for your first challenge lock, not too shabby. Okay, we got a key for it. I'm not going to... Let's see if that key works. By the way, he did include a little hex wrench and some replacement Allens in case I lose these, I guess. Alright, very smooth. It does. Very smooth. It does work. So we don't have to worry too much about that. Let's get a flat tip. Oh, sorry. It was... Oops, sorry. Turn this down like so. That was a Phillips, actually. And get the tray. Okay. Like I said, no telling what's going to pop out of here. So... Well, there are 6. There are 6 in the core. Come on, focus. So I don't know why we didn't pin... Oh, probably because the key, maybe? Anyway, we'll figure that out. I can see some threading in there already. It looks like number 1, number 3, and number 5 all threaded. The rest of them are he left normal to confuse us. Okay, we got our ball bearing, standard pin. Another ball bearing, standard pin, standard, 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 and nothing. Take one more look at that core. Alright, all threaded. Again, we got this flat top. I don't know why we would do that, but that's what we're dealing with. Okay, looks like a serrated commercial. A wild looking thing. Oh my God, look at that. Somebody put some time in that. Beautifully polished. Very well done. He must have a micro lathe. Another commercial spool. Really? Another commercial serrated. And a Asa Christmas tree single. And that's how I got my wife yelling me to come get some groceries. But there's what we're looking at, fellas. So let me take one quick look before she comes in here bellowing and ruining everything for us. Commercial serrated, a homemade beautiful looking multi-spool looking thing. Commercial spool, commercial serrated, and a commercial Asa pin. Anyway, there you go, fellas. Jim, wonderful effort on your first challenge lock. This is great. I'm kind of happy you didn't pin up number 6. That would have been probably would have taken about 9 attempts instead of just 2 or 3. Anyway, thanks for your time, fellas. Stay safe, stay legal. Jim, I'm glad you actually sent an extra couple of plugs in this Allen wrench because what I did, using the same 5-pin key, I went ahead and pinned up that 6th chamber. There was no reason it shouldn't be pinned up, perfectly functional. And all you do, you put a pin in there so that when your key is in, the pin rides on the very leading edge of your key there, and it just sets it. So it looks like a 5-pin lock if you look at the key, but actually it's a 6-pinner, perfectly functional. So I've put some additional alien technology in there for the next poor victim of Jimu57's Challenge Corbin. Thanks, guys.